kept saying after last week I wasn't going to rush. Actually get this done on time. Here we are half an hour before the live stream starts. I don't even remember what episode this is. Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's episode 140 of What's on the Bench Weekly. And if you're not familiar with this show, it's where I take you through the projects that I'm working on. Some of them aren't secrets anymore, but I'm still not showing it to you because it's not in this room. There's a whole video for the secret project coming. I'll probably put it out hopefully by the weekend, if I have time to edit it. There is a lot of work going on at work, so, there is that to worry about. But thank you to all of my loyal ding-dongs for being a part of the YouTube membership program, where you get to see all kinds of behind-the-scenes content, tips and tricks, how-tos, travel logs. I just went out over the weekend with some local friends that are ding-dongs, so they got to be in a video that they inevitably would watch themselves. So thank you to all of these ding-dongs for participating. It's a very low price to participate in a very nice, tight-knit community where you get to see a lot of stuff that you just don't get to see anywhere else. But here's something that everybody gets to see. The primer artifact is back on the bench, and you can see now that the windows have been demasked and it's been painted. I actually took this out for a little shakedown run this weekend with my fellow ding-dongs, Kaladin Crawlers and Mr. J. Walker. We took this out briefly. I just wanted to shake it down, make sure it all worked. And it does. It works brilliantly. It actually sounds really cool too. I'll put a little bit of that footage right here so you can see what it looked like. That was in its gray, raw, sort of printed state. I never intended to keep it that way. And I'm quite happy with the color that I've chosen here. This is actually... I'm gonna bring the can in here with me, but it's Vallejo spray, I think. Is it? Hang on. I was right. Vallejo Hobby Paint spray. Comes with two different nozzles, which is really nice for wide and narrow. This is Panzer Yellow, and I think it kind of looks good on this very military-inspired vehicle. Man, those thermonuclear Oakley-style lenses just really add something to this build, don't they? They look really, really cool, and I'm glad that they turned out the way they did. This is a very fun, unique model, and I'm happy to say that it looks very cool outside. So there will be a full video coming with this build shortly. Definitely before the snow flies, that's for sure. But my thanks to the guys at Primer Artifact for sending this my way. It is wild cool and super unique. Not something you see any day, really. If you want to see more information on this build, I do cover it in many episodes of What's on the Bench, so I'll link to one of those up here and you can find the rest on your own. But yes, I think it's looking really cool. I opted to go... Most of you may know this already, but I took out what transmission, or I didn't use what transmission they thought you should use. I put in a VFD from Vanquish. It just made so much more sense to me. It required a little bit of cutting, but nothing on the outside could tell you that I made any of those changes. So I'm pretty happy about that. And it is much more reliable in my eyes using that transmission. And yeah, I think this looks wild cool. Do you have an opinion on it? Put a comment down below. You know I love reading through your feedback, and I try to answer as many of those comments as I can. And of course, if you're enjoying this video and you like seeing projects that get finished a year later, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. All right, what's next? Problem with this thing is there's nowhere to put it. In here, anyway. To the family room you go. All right, what do we got next? It's a radio. And you look at this and you go, yeah, that's a Spektrum radio. Looks like a DX5C. Well, you're wrong. It's a DXC Plus. And that plus means something very good for those of you who are in the Spektrum or Horizon sort of world. Maybe you're an enthusiast of RC, like me. And you've got a lot of different models from a lot of different protocols. As we all know, Spektrum uses SLT and the DSM and the DSM-R. All different protocols, all available now on one radio, which is phenomenal news. So if you are a guy or gal who purchases a lot of ready-to-run cars and trucks, they'll generally come with a crappy-ish radio. And I'm just gonna grab a slightly crappier radio. Like this guy right here. This is an SLT2 radio, which for all intents and purposes isn't bad. It's not the best, but I mean, you know, foam wheel, easy to drive one-handed and relatively small. But when you buy ready-to-runs, you don't want to necessarily have 40 radios. And I probably have more than that, which is sad in a way. But what's great about the new DXC Plus is that it'll use that SLT protocol, and you can bind all of those receivers to this one radio. So it's one radio to rule them all. That's how I see it anyway. For example, I've got the little Typhon Grom here. This is the little 223S little guy here, and this one is wild fun. Such a great little buggy. Used to be controlled by this, but now it's controlled from the DXC Plus. I'm going to turn the radio on. You're going to notice that it's pretty much exactly the same interface that you've come to expect from any of the Spektrum DX radios. It is not a touch interface, which I am thrilled about because that touch interface on the Rugged is terrible. I've already disabled all the noises that this radio generally makes, but what you can do, and I'm going to show you here, is there are a couple of new features. One of them is vehicle type. I'm not sure if you can see that. I guess you can probably see that just fine there. Vehicle type. And under that menu item, you get to have three different options. There's SLT Basic, SLT with DSC, and SLT four-wheel steering. And that will allow you to choose exactly what type of model your car is. This one, for example, is SLT with DSC, which is the Dynamic Stability Control, or AVC, which is also known as. The great thing about it is that they've sort of already done all the pre-thinking about how this is going to interface with that. And if you want to adjust DSC, which you used to be able to do from the old remote by turning full direction one way or another and pressing a button on the back, I believe, now it's all just on this radio, and it's a lot simpler. Once your car powers on, let's power it on here. We've got a battery, I think, in here because I was prepared, not because I leave it in there. Turn this on, and we're all good to go. I've already done the hard work of setting this up, but it's not very difficult. If you want to have, and it by default selects no DSC, but to change DSC, they've set it up to the switch of D, and you can just click through as many times as you want. There are 4 levels of DSC. Now we're on a pretty aggressive level. Turn it down, less. Turn it back up, turn it up all the way, and now DSC is enabled. A really great way to do it, and it's so simple. I love that about Spektrum radios, is that the interface is very straightforward, very easy to understand, and very easy to implement, which is really, really good. One added benefit to the DXC Plus beyond the multi-protocol format is that it is also a 12-channel radio. And while there aren't 12 physical buttons for you to actually actuate 12 channels, the idea is that you could start getting into some pretty sophisticated mixing. And I think that's why they try to add a bunch of these channels in there so you could have a bunch of these things all operating at once. You're going to say, well, that sucks because there's no 12-channel receiver. And you're right, there isn't yet. But I imagine that they're going to make one. In fact, with this radio, depending on the model that you order, they do include a 6-channel receiver. So you're halfway there, which is pretty good. Yes, I think really the main feature of the DXC Plus, though, is its ability to handle multiple protocols, thus simplifying and basically cleaning up your clutter. I think that's really sort of the main goal of putting this radio out there. And I'm happy they did. I would love to see other RTR manufacturers, not saying any names, but I would love to see other RTR manufacturers go this route. Put them all on one radio. That's a powerful feature, and one that I think I can see a lot of people seeing the value in. So there you go. That's coming out today. Not available yet. A couple weeks from now, you probably pre-order it. If there is a pre-order, I will put a link down below. Now you've seen that I've got a Coors Original all ready to go for my live stream. I hope that doesn't demonetize this. Anyway, there you go. Brand new radio from Spektrum, DXC Plus. I'm a fan. Is it as feature-rich as, say, a Futaba radio? No. But is it going to get the job done for every single RTR you've got from Horizon? Yes. That's probably the reason it's good. My thanks, of course, to Spektrum for sending me this radio so I could share it with all of you. I think it's a pretty good deal if you're looking to get into simplifying and getting rid of a bunch of radios that you've got in your closet. Good choice to be made right here. Okay, let's see if we've got anything else. Well, I don't really have anything else new for this week. That's weird. I swear I was doing a whole bunch of stuff. Well, there are a lot of things I can't show you. Obviously, there's a bunch of products that are coming out. It was up to me to, film some of them. But here's the Jeep IJ. This is the Project IJ, not a Jeep. You can get these files on Umagine. They are from RCMustDIY. All the lighting that I've got on here is from WireCheck. It's amazing. It all works very nicely. This truck just works. Despite it being a printed, heavier body, it really is fantastic. It just crawls over everything and looks great doing it too. In fact, it looks so good, I went out and shot a video with it and the Leaf Spring CJ. 2 Jeeps, 1 trail, 1 leafed, 1 linked. I haven't decided on a title yet, but it'll be something like that. Anyway, got this out, really loving it. Just think it looks fantastic, and it's just it just works, which is really, really nice. In terms of winches, I printed out a winch plate to actually install a winch. Most of you said that I should have a winch on it. So I'll put a winch on it. The winch I have, though, is the larger 10th scale one from RC 4-wheel drive, so it's too big. It looks comically huge on here. So I'm going to get myself the mini RC 4-wheel drive winch, hook that up, and then it'll look a little more finished up front. Much like this video, finished. That's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next week.